The moment Tanda's voice broke through that live stream, everything changed. People thought the shock had peaked when Michael Jr. confessed that Evelyn rewrote the will, moved the grandchildren's money, and hid the truth about Lydia's father. They thought the worst moment was hearing that final note from their dying dad, begging Evelyn to tell the children the truth. They thought the climax was seeing Evelyn schedule her own tell-all stream titled, "I Will Not Be Silenced Anymore." They were wrong, because tonight you're about to witness something this family has never let the public see. The one woman who has always stayed in the shadows. The one person Evelyn thought would never turn on her. Finally exploding. Towanda, the woman in the background of every old family photo. The quiet sister who organized the holidays, handled the caterers, soothed the crying children when Evelyn was too busy or too stressed. The aunt, the kids called when their mother's rules felt like a chokehold. For years, Towanda kept the peace. She defended Evelyn in private, begged the kids not to take things public, helped clean up the messes no one else even knew existed. But after Michael Jr. looked into that camera and said, "My mother forced me to lie," something in Towanda snapped. Because she knew he wasn't the only one. In the hours after that confession, while the internet was still dissecting every word, every text, every email, Tanda made a choice. She picked up her phone. She hit go live. And for the first time in her life, she stopped protecting her sister. What you're about to hear is not just an angry rant. It's decades of secrets, guilt, and buried loyalty erupting in real time. And once you hear what Tanda has been hiding, what Evelyn made her do, you'll realize the real war in this family didn't start with Michael Jr. It started years ago in the dark, when no one was watching. The camera on Towanda's live stream is at a slightly awkward angle. Like she didn't plan this. Like she couldn't wait one more second for a ring light or a makeup artist or a carefully curated background. Behind her, you can see the edge of an old family portrait on the wall. Evelyn in the center, smiling like nothing in the world could ever touch her. Towanda stands beside her in that photo. A step back, hands folded, eyes lowered. Tonight, that same woman leans forward, eyes red, hair pulled back in a loose bun like she's been pacing the house for hours. "You all wanted the truth, right?" she says, voice shaking. "Well, you're going to get it." The chat floods instantly. "Is that Towanda?" She never goes live. Oh, she looks pissed. Somebody screen record this now. Towanda stares at the comments for a moment, like she can feel millions of eyes on her for the first time. She gives a tired laugh that sounds more like a sob. "I watched Michael's video 3 times, she says quietly. 3. I watched that boy, my nephew, shake while he told you my sister forced him to lie. And I need you to understand something." Her voice drops heavy and low. She didn't just do that to him. She reaches for a glass of water, but her hand is trembling so badly she sets it back down untouched. "You all keep saying, how could a mother do that? How could Evelyn do that to her children?" Towanda continues. "But you're missing the question I've been asking myself all day. How could I let her?" There's a pause. The weight of that confession just sits there. "Everybody thinks I was the reasonable one," she says, the mediator, the peacemaker, the one pulling Lydia aside after a blow-up, saying, "Baby, just let it go. That's your mother. Don't do this on camera. Don't embarrass the family. I told Vanessa to give my sister the benefit of the doubt. I told Michael that his mother was under a lot of pressure. I thought I was holding this family together." She smiles bitterly. "Really? I was helping her hide everything." A notification pops up. Someone has tagged the stream on Twitter X. With the caption, "Towanda is dragging Evelyn live." The hashtag number Towanda snap starts climbing before she even finishes her next sentence. "You want old secrets?" she asks. "Because I've been carrying them since before half of you even knew our names." She picks up her phone, taps the screen, and holds it closer to the camera. It's a screenshot of a text thread. The contact name, Evelyn. The date stamped 3 years before their father died. "Evelyn, I need you to talk to Lydia." "Towanda, about what?" "Evelyn, she's asking too many questions about the trust." "Accounts." "Towanda, I thought you said everything was handled." "Evelyn, it is. I just need you to calm her down. Tell her she's overreacting." "You're good at that." Towanda looks up. "That's what I did," she says. "I drove to Lydia's apartment. I sat on that old blue couch with the tear in the corner. I listened to her cry. I listened to her tell me she felt like her mother was hiding something. And I said, 'Lyd, baby, you're tired. You're grieving. You're looking for problems that don't exist. Your mother would never steal from you.'" Her voice cracks on the last line. "I lied to that girl's face because my sister asked me to." Comments flash across the screen. She knew. Towanda was in on it. Not the aunt, too. Towanda shakes her head, tears spilling over. Now, you have to understand Evelyn doesn't just ask. She says she knows how to get inside your head. She reminds you of every favor she's ever done. Every bill she paid. Every time she saved you, she turns helping you into a debt you can never repay. She wipes her face roughly. And I owed her, or at least I thought I did. The live stream cuts, just for a second, to a pre-recorded clip someone else uploads. Grainy audio from a phone call labeled leaked to Towanda and Evelyn after funeral. Evelyn's voice. We cannot have the children turning on me right now. Towanda, they're not children anymore, Evie. They're grown. Evelyn, they're mine and you're my sister. I need you to remember which side you're on. The clip ends. Back on the live feed, Towanda lets out a shuddering breath. I stayed on her side, she says, even when it meant standing against those kids. In another part of the city, Lydia is sitting cross-legged on her bed, watching the live stream with her laptop perched on a pillow. Her hands are ball-led into fists. She remembers that visit, the blue couch, the way Towanda stroked her hair and said, "You're spiraling again, baby. You're making stories up in your head." She remembers how small she felt afterward, how she apologized to her mother for misunderstanding the bank statements. "I thought you believed her over me." Lydia whispers to the screen. "I thought you chose her on live." Towanda seems to hear that accusation, even across miles and pixels. "Lydia," she says suddenly, eyes searching the lens like she can see her niece. "I know you're watching, and I need to say this where the whole world can hear it so she can't twist it later. You were right. You were right about the money. You were right about the will. You were right about feeling like something was wrong. You were not crazy. You were never crazy." The chat erupts. Apologize publicly. Yes. Protect Lydia at all costs. Now say what Evelyn did to Michael. Towanda nods slowly, reading. "And Michael," she adds softly. "Sweetheart, when you said she forced you to lie, I almost threw up because I was standing in that hallway the night she did it." The scene shifts in her memory. Hospital corridor. Harsh overhead lights. The beep of machines in the distance. Michael leaning against the wall. Younger, thinner, eyes red from crying. Evelyn standing in front of him, composed in that way that never quite matches the moment. On the live stream, Towanda closes her eyes, replaying it. She said to him. Towanda recounts, "We're not telling them everything. They can't handle it. They don't need to know about the changes right now." And when he opened his mouth, she grabbed his wrist so hard I heard him gasp. Her eyes open, filled with something fierce. She said, "You will say what I say, Michael. You will back me up. Your father trusted me to handle this, and that means you do too. Do you understand?" And when he tried to pull away, she said the line she always uses when she wants to control you. Towanda leans closer to the camera. "Without me, you all would have nothing." Somewhere in a perfectly decorated living room full of carefully chosen antiques and expensive flowers, Evelyn is staring at her own screen, jaw clenched. She hears her own words thrown back at her. And for the first time, they don't sound like sacrifice. They sound like a threat. In the live chat, someone drops another leak, a screenshot of a family group chat from years ago. The name at the top, Family Core. "Evelyn, we will present a united front." "Vanessa, what does that mean exactly?" "It means no one contradicts me in public." "And what if I disagree with you, Evelyn?" "Then you disagree silently." The timestamp is from the week after their father's funeral. No one can say this is just grief talk. It sounds like policy. Back on live, Towanda sees the screenshot being spammed in the comments. Her mouth twists. "You see," she says, "we built our whole lives around United Front. We were taught that image mattered more than truth. That you protect the house even if the house is crushing you." She hesitates, then raises her chin. "But let's talk about why I let it happen." The viewers lean in. This is the part nobody expected. The aunt turning the camera on herself. "When we were kids," she says slowly, "I was the one who got in trouble, so Evelyn didn't have to. She was the pretty one, the smart one, the one my mother looked at and said, 'She's going somewhere.' I was the one who stayed home, helped with the chores, took care of the younger cousins when she got pregnant young. I'm the one who covered for her. I'm the one who told our parents it was my fault." When really she pauses, breath catching. "Really? I was covering for the same woman you're all seeing now." The chat flips. People start asking, "Pregnant with who? Is she talking about one of the kids? Is there another child?" Towanda sees the flood of speculation and closes her eyes. "This is bigger than one lie about money," she whispers. "This is a pattern. I have been protecting Evelyn from consequences since I was 16 years old. And somewhere along the way, I convinced myself that was love. That being loyal meant helping her hide things. Even when those things were your inheritance, your identity, your sense of reality, a single tear slides down her cheek. The night she asked Michael to lie, she continues. She pulled me aside afterward. She said, "He listens to you. Make sure he understands what's at stake." And I did it. I sat that boy down in the hospital chapel and told him to do what his mother said. I said, "We don't air family business, baby. Not like this. Not with the cameras already watching." I put my hands on his shoulders and told him it was the right thing to do. Her voice drops to a whisper. I told him to sin against himself for the sake of our image. The comment section goes quiet for a moment. It's like everyone collectively holds their breath. Then suddenly a new notification appears at the top of the chat. Vanessa has joined the live. Her profile picture pops up in the viewer list. A few seconds later, a comment from her account rises to the top. "Tell them the rest, Auntie." Towanda sees it. Her face shifts. Pain, guilt, resignation all wrestling in her eyes. "Vanessa," she murmurs. "Baby I." Another comment from Vanessa. "Tell them what she made you say about me." The viewers lose it. What did Evelyn do to Vanessa now? Not the good daughter storyline cracking too. Somebody open a group chat. We need to debrief. Towanda swallows hard. "Okay," she says almost to herself. "Okay." She wipes her face again, sits up straighter, and when she speaks, her voice has that same old firmness the kids used to hear when she broke up their fights. "Evelyn didn't just use me to calm Lydia and control Michael. She says she used me to keep Vanessa in line. The world sees Vanessa as the obedient one, the grateful one, the one who gets her mother. You think that happened by accident?" The chat scrolls faster. "No way. Vanessa always looked scared when Evelyn talked over her. I knew it. There was this night," Towanda says, staring into the distance. "Right after the first brand deal hit. The one where the whole family was in that commercial smiling, laughing, acting like we were the picture of unity. Clips from that ad start circulating on Twitter as she speaks Evelyn in pearls, the kids clinking glasses, slow-motion hugs. What you didn't see," Towanda continues, "was the argument after. Vanessa told her mother she didn't want to keep doing sponsored content if it meant pretending things were fine when they weren't. She said, 'I feel like we're selling a lie.' She laughs hollowly. You know what Evelyn did? She didn't shout. She didn't throw anything. She went quiet. And then she called me. A leaked voicemail plays over the live, clearly sent to Towanda's phone. And now screen recorded. Evelyn's voice. 'Talk to your niece. She's starting to think she's better than the rest of us. Remind her who paid for that fancy degree. Remind her where she'd be without this family.' On camera, Towanda covers her face briefly. 'I repeated every word,' she admits. 'I went to Vanessa and said, you know your mother sacrificed everything for you, right? You know, you don't get to walk away just because you're uncomfortable.' And when she started crying, I said the thing that haunts me now. Her hands drop from her face. Her eyes are red but unflinching. I said, 'If you won't support your mother, don't expect her to keep supporting you.' The comment from Vanessa hits almost instantly. There it is. Another message from her. 'I loved you for saying that. I believed you.' Towanda shuts her eyes, takes a breath that sounds like it's scraping her lungs. 'Vanessa,' she whispers, voice breaking. 'I am so sorry. I twisted your love into obedience because your mother asked me to.' The chat explodes again, but this time it's different. Less gossip, more grief. Women type long comments about their own families, their own mothers, their own aunts who kept the peace by keeping them quiet. From somewhere in the digital noise, a new notification appears at the top of the screen. Pinned by the platform itself, this live has reached 500,000 viewers. This is no longer a small family conflict. This is a public reckoning. And still, Towanda is not done. 'You want to know why I'm doing this now?' She asks why I didn't speak sooner. She leans in so close you can see the lines around her eyes, the years etched into her face. Because when Michael said, 'My mother forced me to lie,' I heard my own voice in his mouth. I heard all the times I told him, told Lydia, told Vanessa to sit still, smile, play along. Her voice sharpens. I realized I had become part of the machine that broke them. The live chat starts pushing one word over and over again. Why? Why now? Why today? Why after all these years? Towanda's gaze drifts to something off camera. A photo, maybe. A memory. Because she crossed a line even I can't ignore, she says softly. And because she's about to go live and tell you a version of the truth that will destroy those kids if someone doesn't stand in her way. The audience collective freezes. What line is this about the DNA? Is there another secret? Towanda nods slowly, lips pressed together, eyes filling again. I wasn't going to tell this part, she whispers. I told myself I'd let Michael's confession be enough. But then I saw the thumbnail for her stream. I will not be silenced anymore. She shakes her head. She's not planning to confess. She's planning to retaliate. Fire flickers in her eyes now. This is not just guilt anymore. It's resolve. You think she's going to admit she moved the money? Towanda asks. You think she's going to say she weaponized Lydia's identity, manipulated Vanessa's loyalty, controlled Michael with guilt? No, she's going to go after them. She's going to drag up the worst things they've ever done and hold them up like proof that she's the victim. Someone posts a screenshot from a private Telegram group rumored to belong to Evelyn's inner circle. User, we go in hard. User 2. Which one first? User Lydia. Always Lydia. She's the easiest to discredit. The rumor is unverified, but tonight with everything else, it feels believable. So before she gets up there in her pearls and her soft voice and tells you that trauma made her do it, Towanda says, I'm going to tell you what she made me do, what she made all of us do, and then you can decide who you believe. She takes one more breath, and we're going to start with the secret I helped her keep the longest. The chat races. Another secret? How many are there? Girl, my tea is cold, but I'm not moving. Towanda looks directly into the lens. It's about the night their father died, she says quietly, and the person Evelyn was with when he took his last breath. The screen falters for a split second, buffering under the weight of hundreds of thousands of viewers leaning in at once, hearts pounding, fingers frozen above keyboards. Outside of the live, news alerts are already popping up on phones. Towanda goes nuclear on Evelyn Live. Aunt confirms long-standing rumors of psychological control. Another bombshell coming in celebrity family scandal. Other celebrities join in. A talk show host tweets, I've been in this business 25 years, and I have never seen a family meltdown like this. A retired singer posts, sometimes the quiet sister is the one holding the whole story. Fans are making side-by-side clips already. Michael's trembling confession about the will on one side to Wanda's tearful admission about encouraging him to lie on the other. The caption on one viral TikTok reads, It was never just Evelyn. It was the whole system around her. But right now, in this moment, the only thing that matters is what Towanda is about to say next. This story is going to keep spiraling, she says, her voice low but steady. More leaks, more receipts, more people coming out of the woodwork to say they knew, they saw, they suspected. But I need you to understand something, especially those of you watching who see your own families in ours. She softens the ant coming back beneath the whistleblower. This isn't just about money. It's about what happens when one person decides that their fear, their ego, their image is more important than anybody else's truth. It's about all the people like me who thought loyalty meant silence, who thought love meant covering up harm, who thought if I just keep the peace, it'll get better. Her eyes shine. It doesn't get better, she whispers. It just gets quieter. And then one day, someone like Michael explodes. And once that first crack appears, everything you've buried starts climbing its way out. She looks straight into the camera, into the lives of women watching on couches, in kitchens, in bedrooms lit only by phone screens. So, if you've been following every second of this, if you've sat through the tears and the shouting and the leaked texts and thought, this is too much. I can't keep up. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not over. Not by a long shot. Evelyn still has weapons she hasn't used yet. There are still stories you haven't heard. There are still secrets buried in that house, in old drawers, in deleted messages that aren't really deleted. Her mouth tightens. And the biggest secret of all, she glances at the clock on her phone. Evelyn's live stream is scheduled to begin shortly. The countdown on her channel is already ticking. The biggest secret is the one she's planning to twist to make herself look like the victim of all this. Towanda says she's going to talk about that night in the hospital. She's going to bring up a name you've barely heard. She's going to use a half-truth to justify decades of control. Towanda shakes her head. I can't let her do that. Not again. Not this time. Not to them. She leans forward and her voice turns urgent, almost pleading, not just with the family, but with every viewer. If you're watching this and you care what happens to these kids, yes, I still call them kids, then you have to stay with this story. You have to pay attention. Don't just let her spin it. and move on to the next scandal like this was nothing. Don't let her turn their pain into her redemption arc. She points a finger, not at her sister, but at the camera. Make noise. Keep the receipts. Share the clips. Challenge the narrative when she tries to rewrite it because they grew up in a house where no one was allowed to call her out. You're the first audience who can. Her face crumples and then steadies. So, here's what I'm asking you to do, she says, voice rough with everything she's finally let go. If you've been through a mother who controlled the story, if you've had a sister you enabled because you thought you owed her, if you've ever been the Lydia in your family, the Vanessa, the Michael, don't just watch this like it's entertainment. Stand with them. She nods toward the bottom of the screen where the like button, the comment box, the subscribe options sit. Small but powerful. Hit like so this doesn't get buried under Evelyn's PR machine, she says. Comment whose side you're on, what you see happening, what you think that final secret is. She's still hiding. And make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are on because when she goes live, and trust me, you're going to want to be right here. Not just watching, but ready to push back. Her voice drops softer, almost a whisper. Because the next part, she says, the part where Evelyn finally tells her version of what happened that night. That's where this stops being a family scandal and becomes something much darker. That's where you're going to see what people are really willing to do to keep their power. A long pause, then quietly. And I'll be here. I'm done protecting her. From now on, I'm protecting them. The comments flood with hearts, angry messages, prayers, theories. Screens across the world light up with notifications as people share the stream, tag their friends, and say, "You have to see this before Evelyn comes on." Somewhere in that house full of curated furniture and hidden files, Evelyn adjusts her earrings and looks at her own reflection one last time. She doesn't know yet how much ground she's already lost. But you do. You've seen it happen in real time. So don't step away now. This family has spent decades forcing their children to lie, forcing their sister to cover for them, forcing the truth into silence. Tonight, the silence shattered. And the loudest, most dangerous secrets. They're just about to hit the mic.